Hello, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for joining us today, NEOMA Business School, here from France, for our special live event, Your Future Starts Here. My name's Katie Fisher. I'm one of the recruitment managers here at NEOMA Business School. And today, along with a team of students, staff, and even alumni, we will be taking you through various topics to show you the benefits of coming to study at NEOMA. The topics we will be covering today include our programs from bachelor's to master's level, how we support our international students from admission to your arrival on campus and even during your time here in France, and maybe most importantly the question, how does NEOMA boost your employability? We've got an hour ahead of us and we've tried to answer as many questions as possible sent through to us prior to the event. However, we're very lucky to be joined today by two members of our staff virtually in the live chat. Claire Zhang, our Chinese office manager, and Halif Belgit are in the online chat to respond to any of your questions. Let's keep them busy and don't hesitate to reach out. So now we have an awful lot of information to cover. So without further ado, we're going to begin because your future starts here. So to start off our segment today, I'm delighted to be joined by two guests. We have, first off, Mariceli BLIN, who is the head of international and postgraduate recruitment. Would you like to say a few words for everyone at home?
Thank you, Kate. Thank you for having me here. I'm very happy. Indeed, I'm the head of international and postgraduate recruitment. It has been now over 7 years I have been working for NEOMA, and I'm happy to be here to share insights into the school programs and all the options for our international students.
Fantastic. And Mariceli is with us also, one of our fantastic international students, Lucia Ruti Prieto. Very proud that my British accent managed that today. So would you like to introduce yourself? You're on our CISM Global track.
Of course. First of all, thank you so much for having me. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Lucia Ruti Prieto. I'm Spanish-German and currently a second-year student in the CISM program in the German-French track.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, some of you may already know NEOMA, but for those who maybe don't, Mariceli, who are we, what are we, where are we?
Of course, Katie. So, NEOMA is one of the top 10 business schools in France. So, we have 3 physical campuses, Reims, Rouen, Paris, and 1 virtual one.
I'm just going to stop you there. For those of us that aren't very good at geography like myself, thanks to Emily in Paris, we know where Paris is, but where is Reims and where is Rouen?
So Reims is like about 45 minutes in train into the Champagne region, and Rouen is 1.5 hours away in the Normandy.
Perfect. And what can you tell us about the school?
So maybe what's important to know that NEOMA comes from the fusion of 2 important business schools in France, Reims Management School and Rouen Business School, that was one of the oldest business schools in France that fusioned in 2013. So we have over 150 years of experience in higher education.
Wow.
Also, we are very proud to belong to the 1% of business school that have the triple accreditation, AICSB, EQUIS, AMBA. And in terms of ranking, we have been ranked this year top 6 in France, and in average, we are ranked at top 30 by the FT worldwide.
Amazing. And what about the atmosphere for international students?
So that's really an important point because it's a very multicultural atmosphere. We have between 25 to 30% of international students, as Lucia. But not only, we also have the staff, who is very international, and the faculty members, where we have around 73% of international professors.
So it's a really international experience,
Exactly.
even here in France.
Yes.
So Lucia, well, it's coming from the horse's mouth, as we say in England. Would you like to tell us why you feel, as an international student, that NEOMA is a really fantastic choice?
Of course. So, first of all, I think there are many, many reasons why an international student should choose NEOMA. But first of all, I think the geographical advantage that we have by being in Reims is actually insane. We're literally in the heart of Europe. We're in the center of Europe. We're not very far away from Paris, as you've mentioned. And especially for international students that want to get to explore Europe, not only France, I feel like being close to Paris is also always an advantage. Furthermore, the associated life in NEOMA is absolutely insane. We have so many associations, and I feel like everyone will find their place in this school. Like there's something for everyone.
Fantastic. And we're going to speak about certain associations later on in the show. But would you like to talk about maybe some moments or events that have stood out for you during your time at NEOMA?
Of course. So, for example, NEOMA is also part of the International Partnership of Business Schools. And every year there's a business weekend planned by one of the schools. For example, last year it was in France, so it was planned by NEOMA. And this year it's going to be in Germany by ESB Reutlingen. And basically it's an event where all of these universities come together to network. It's to get to know new people. And me personally, as I'm in the German-French track, I would normally not get to know people from the Irish-Spanish track, for example. So this event is actually perfect to get to know people from other countries and actually get to know the program a little bit better.
Everyone from around the world, not just from France. Amazing.
Exactly.
So I know you've made a lot of, should we say you've really made the most of life outside of the classroom, but now please can you let us know a little bit about the experience in class? What's the teaching like, the lessons?
Of course. So for those who are, I don't know, concerned about how the teaching methods are, I can only assure that I'm very content with how it went. So we had midterms and finals, group projects, presentations. And the reason why I really liked it is because you're always keeping track of the grades. So at the end, to validate your courses, you need like an average. And because your grade does not only depend on one exam, you can actually distribute the workload. And personally, I think that was absolutely amazing. It made my life here so much easier.
Oh, perfect. And I believe congratulations are in order because you've just started a fantastic internship. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about this, especially as this internship is an obligatory part of your degree?
Yes. So basically, at the moment, I'm in Lille. I just started my internship in January, actually. It's going to be like a 6-month internship. And I'm at the pharmaceutical company Bayer as a marketing intern for the sector of women's health and for contraception. And so basically, one of my biggest missions will be creating a marketing campaign for the World Contraception Day, which is actually in September. But we're getting there, and I feel like I'm well accompanied. I feel like I don't feel very lost. They're taking me through it step by step, as it's my first work experience, and I couldn't be any happier. It's amazing. It's truly amazing.
I'm so glad to hear that. So, Mariceli, let's jump back to the program. Thank you for all that you've provided us with information-wise. But can you give us a bit more detail about the bachelor options?
Of course. So Lucia made my work much easier because she explained already a lot of regarding the double degree system track. So actually, generally speaking, the Global Bachelor in Business Administration is a 4-year bachelor degree. And you have 2 options. Either you can go through the general track or through the double degree system track. When you choose the general track, you will spend maybe the 2 first years getting some core courses, like in accounting, marketing, etc. And in the 3rd year, you have the possibility to go abroad for 6 months or 1 year into one of our partners. And we have over 100 partners for this exchange. And then what is very interesting of this track is that you can start doing internships from year 1. It means that you will gain up to 12 months of work experience during these 4 years, and you can do each of these internships in a different country, if you wish, or in France, depending for our international students. And then there is the double degree track, which Lucia is doing currently, and the big advantage is that she will graduate with 2 degrees. So she has the diploma from NEOMA and from our partner university.
Amazing. Have you got some examples of, not partner universities, but at least the countries where students can go to?
We have partners in the States, we have partners in Brazil, Mexico. In Europe, we have Spain, Ireland, Germany, as she's mentioned, Korea, which is one of the recent ones. So there is multiple choices for our students.
Amazing. And how are the bachelor options accredited?
So there is a very important question there because this program has the highest recognition of the Ministry of Education with the grade de licence.
So we can't get better than that.
Exactly.
So for those people watching who have maybe already got their bachelor's degree, they've done maybe a 3-year bachelor's degree, what can we offer to these students? I'm thinking notably of our Master in Management program.
Exactly. This is our flagship program indeed. The Master in Management is very well recognized here in France, but also all around the world. I will say every time I have to explain something about this program, I use what the French people say here a lot is à la carte. It means that every student has to choose so many different choices. There are no 2 students doing exactly the same option. So you have the possibility to choose between majors, minors, double degrees, triple degrees, double degree in France at international level. So really a lot of options.
So many options. Okay, so say if we have a student that has done a 4-year bachelor degree, they're only looking for a 1-year option, what can we offer there?
They can apply directly to one of our Master of Science programs. So we have today 14 full-time Master of Science, but this can change very quickly. For example, this year we open a new program. So we adapt to the market and the needs of the companies. So today we have we open for the next intake the MSc Artificial Intelligence for business. Last year we opened also sustainability transformation. So we have programs in marketing, international finance. We have international master for luxury management, which is a double degree with Polyme. So plenty of options. These are in 4 areas of expertise. So as I say, marketing, finance, business and management, and sectorial expertise.
Oh, fantastic. That was a lot of information. So can I just check, what's the language that these programs are taught in?
That's the beauty. All these programs are 100% in English, but as I always say to all the students, capitalize of being in France. You are here, so it's the opportunity to learn a 3rd, 4th language, which is definitely an added value to your CV today when the competition is very tough, as Lucia probably knows very good.
And the most important question, again, that we always get this from students, how are these master's programs accredited?
So it's exactly the same as with our bachelor's degree. We have the highest recognition of the Ministry of Education with the Grade de Master. So
Amazing.
it's the best.
Perfect. Well, we do often get quite a lot of questions from yourself for specific information about the specializations that we have. As you can see, the portfolio is very, very full, but do not worry. You will have access to all this information on the website, but better still, we always encourage you to book personalized calls with our lovely international recruitment team. We have basically members based by geographical region that are there to best help and advise you. Mariceli, it's a big team, if I'm not mistaken.
It is very international. So we have 4 offices abroad. We have India, China, Colombia for the whole Latin America, and we are open this year 1 office in Africa, in the Ivory Coast. And on the top of that, we have 5 international recruiters in France that are traveling all around the world with a beautiful admission team.
I know that you have a lot of work, so I'm glad that you've got such a good team behind you to help give the right information. And I guess before we move back to a little question for Lucia, can you just tell me then, how would you sum up, if we've really got to say to those watching, why NEOMA is such a good option? What would you highlight?
I will say number 1 is the recognition of your degree, which with a grade de master or grade de licence, which is very important. Secondly, the teaching language, because English, so like this, you can really continue your program and without being worried of understanding, but capitalizing of all the courses that you can get in NEOMA. So you can book French courses for international students and to learn a new language. And then on the top of that, France has one of the leading education systems of the world, and it's a gateway into Europe, no?
Amazing. And Lucia, so I have 2 questions for you. A bit of a personal story that I'd like you to talk to us about. We have been around for many years. NEOMA as a brand has existed for so many years, but our experience is 150 years old. How did you find out about this program?
So there's actually a funny story because I got into this program because of my dad. Because 30 years ago, he actually studied the exact same thing, just that he did the German-English track. So he went to London and then into Reutlingen. And ever since I was 15 years old, he was always telling me about how amazing his time was studying abroad and actually acquiring this double degree. Because at the end, it opened so many doors for him. And as I see myself more as like a generalist, I feel curious about so many things. And this program offers so many subjects. And I feel like this is ideal for a person that doesn't want to specialize at the age of 18. Because after all, I did start studying at 18, so I think it's basically because of my dad, and it was really great. I'm really helpful, really grateful that he got me into it. Yeah.
Such a lovely story. And if you have a final tip, you can have more than 1 tip if you like. What would you recommend to future students that they consider, or what would you like to put across as a final message?
So my final message would be, don't be scared, just do it. And as you said it as well, capitalize. Of course, you don't need French to study. You can study in French and in English, but every language at the end, it's always an asset.
Of course.
It will always bring you further. It can facilitate communication when you're traveling. You never know when you will actually need the language. And I feel like, personally, like personal growth always happens when you leave the comfort zone. So I would say don't be scared, just do it. You won't regret it. I don't regret it, after all.
Thank goodness, that's a great response. I don't think we could have said it better ourselves.
Yeah.
So Mariceli, as we've told before, people have sent in questions to us. So we have 3 big questions that we wanted to cover in order to finish off this section. So CFAX actually asked us, how do we apply to join NEOMA? Quite an important question.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy. So we have an online platform. If you tap on the internet, NEOMA apply, you will find it directly. Depending on the program, we can ask one or another document, but generally speaking, we will need your degree or a certificate of school attendance, all your transcripts. We also will need you to upload an English score like IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC. Please upload as well 2 recommendation letters. The best will be one academic and one professional one. You have to answer some motivation questions and upload your CV, and that's it.
And from what I've understood, you get a response quite quickly once you've passed your online interview.
Exactly. Once you have submitted, you will be invited to your online interview, and within a week, you should get the answer of your admission.
Very efficient team, Mariceli. I'm very impressed.
Thank you, Kate.
So the next question that we had was from Sagar, and he said, do students need to speak French to join our programs?
So I think we talked many times today about this. So no, as we say, but NEOMA offers the possibility to international students to join a French course. So I definitely will advise to do so, but no need to graduate, because even the internships, they can do it abroad if they wish, but it's always an added value when you are finding a job or something else.
And to finish off this little section, Mariceli, Carla would like to know, does NEOMA offer scholarships to international students?
We do. So we offer some merit-based scholarships to our international students. We also help our great students to go through the process of Eiffel Scholarship, for example. There are some scholarships that are from specific countries, so we can help with the whole process.
Fantastic. So lots of opportunities open there to international students. So thank you very much, Mariceli.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Lucia.
you.
And now, before we move on to our next section, which will talk about how we support our international students, I'd just like to remind you, we are open in the chat if you have questions that you would like to ask. And we've got a lovely little video for you, which shows you why you should choose NEOMA.
For me, even before arriving here, I already felt welcomed.
And NEOMA was like a very well-ranked school. I knew that it would be important for me to have a really good school in my CV.
I wanted to go to a really prestigious uni and have a good degree at the very end. And I had just the best feeling about NEOMA, to be honest. It was very friendly, it was very welcoming, so I chose to go with my gut feeling.
I really like the course content that NEOMA provides. And the main reason I choose NEOMA is because in NEOMA we have the French track, and I really want to improve my French.
But also what I loved was NEOMA placed a strong emphasis on diversity, inclusion, and kind of having a multicultural atmosphere.
So we have teachers from China, we have teachers from Italy, they're all industry specialists, and it's really interesting to hear their insights also from a different cultural point of view.
And other business schools were not offering such benefits, so it's more like NEOMA chose me.
Welcome back. So you did have a few glimpses of our 3 campuses there, but now we've moved on to a very important section. How do we support our international students from the moment they're admitted to their arrival in France? And to help me with this section, I am joined by a wonderful international student in our MSc International Finance program, Wutipat Klinyam. Would you like to introduce yourself for everybody back home?
Of course. Thank you, Katie, and thanks to NEOMA for inviting me up here to hopefully provide some insight and answer your questions. To those of you at home, my name is Wutipat Klinyam. I'm Thai and from New Zealand. I'm doing my final year at in the Masters of Science, and actually, sorry, it's a double degree. It's a double Masters.
Yeah, show off. This is your moment.
This is my moment.
Yeah.
So Masters in Management and a Masters in International Finance in the Corporate and Investment Banking track in English.
I'm proud that it's you doing that. Finance isn't quite my strong point, but Karolina Burka is also with us today. You are the head of international integration across our 3 campuses. Could you say a few words for everyone back home as well?
Of course. First of all, thank you for inviting me, Katie. My name is Karolina Burka. I'm in charge of a wonderful team of 7 experts in various different fields that are dedicated solely to welcoming international students in Rouen, Reims, and Paris.
Amazing.
I'm also in charge of the hub in Rouen.
Karolina, what is the hub? That's the big question we have. We see it everywhere on the campus and the website, but can you tell us more about it?
In one word, the hub is the heart of NEOMA. In my point of view, obviously. But the hub is the welcome center, so we welcome all students, professors, public, etc. We welcome including international students, and then we have the student administrative part where we manage their data, the registration, attendance, etc.
Wow.
So we do a lot.
Busy, busy team, lots of things to do. How can students come and find you then? Because you will be involved in a lot of their administrative processes.
Yes, so we're the first place that people contact when they try to reach NEOMA. So we're open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening, and then we're even open on Saturdays in the morning.
So there's
till
no
1 p.m.
excuse to not come and find you if something needs to be done on a Saturday morning. And can you tell me, how many languages do your team speak?
We speak 6 languages in the team, yes.
Nicely done, nicely done. So what we wanted to talk about mainly today is that the stress often sets in just after admission. Students know they now need to arrive in France. The hard bit's done, getting into the program. How do you help students to prepare for this arrival? What have we put in place to help better integrate students into their life in France?
We've really tried to make this easier for students. So we've created a tailor-made website organized into 8 different steps. So students know where they start, they know where they end, they know where they're at in their preparation. And we communicate this website as soon as they've been admitted so that they know exactly what to do and they can start all these procedures long before they actually get here. So
perfect. And Wooty, would you mind telling us then, after you were admitted, very happy, I imagine, as you accepted your place, can you tell us a little bit about your preparation, how you find it, and is there anything you would maybe give as advice or tips to help others better prepare for their arrival?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the website that was provided was absolutely crucial. It showed the entire process from start to finish, at each step a more detailed sort of overview of what you need and what was expected for you to have in preparation. So, I mean, that provided me a lot of context, a lot of contacts, and if I needed help, I could reach out to the hub department and sort of inquire and get some answers that way. But overall, because of everything was so laid out and it was nice to sort of walk through, it sort of de-stressed you quite a lot, and for most of us who are going through this process, it'll be our first, and so we are going to get into some sort of snags, or something's going to go wrong. I want to say that don't be sort of disencouraged or disgruntled. Something's going to go wrong. The hub's here for you to help, and everything will be okay.
Perfect.
And sort of another little nugget of wisdom is to really do things early. There can never be, too early, if you will. We all know, and we all joke about the French bureaucracy being a bit too slow. But by getting everything out of the way quickly, you can set yourself up for a less stress environment, and that way you can actually enjoy the process. And when you get here, and after that as well.
Oh, I love that. I can see the financing. You're loving the administration.
Yeah, the admin. Yes, exactly.
I see that.
I kind of want to hire him.
So, Karolina, apart from that, we often get questions from students, and there'll be particular elements along this preparation journey where students are maybe going to be most stressed. What would you say those elements are, and how do we help out?
Well, we've got 2 points where students stress a lot, Katie. The first one is the visa request for non-European students. So that can be pretty stressful. It's a big document a big file that you have to file. And so our team is here. As I said, we've got experts in our team. So we've got people really dedicated to knowing everything about the visas. They have contacts all over the world in the different Campus France satellites. And they can really help out, at least stay in touch and guide the students in this procedure. And then we've got the housing part, accommodation. So NEOMA has a partnership with the cruises, which are student residences that are subsidized by the government. So the rent is low, the space is small, but they're near the school and they're very convenient. So students can apply for those. And on the other hand, we have a partnership with a platform called Studapart. We've been working with them for years. They're excellent because their service is really quick. They have secure housing. They know everything about the landlord you need to. And they have a like a service once you've rented. So they'll always be there for you in case there's any problems with the rental or whatever.
Oh, great.
So yeah, we really try to help students with these two big crucial points that may be problematic.
Because apparently a lot of students might not be aware that they need a guarantor in France.
Absolutely. And you know what, Studapart, they help out with this a lot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is that your experience, Wouty, from finding accommodation? Could you tell us a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, of course. I mean, never really being here before and not knowing the culture before stepping into the country, getting accommodation is quite challenging. And how I approached it was through NEOMA, and it was advertised through NEOMA and was advised to use Studapart. It was one of the easiest things to do, really. They had everything in front of you. They were your guarantors if needed. They provided you with listings that were secure, and the homeowners were vetted and everything like that. So everything was safe. The procedure itself, quick sign, everything was smooth. And in the end, I was kind of ready to integrate really into the country. And when I arrived here, it was all ready for me, and there was no additional stress on top.
Oh, that's nice to know. Take the stress out of it.
Exactly.
Trying to not stress before you arrive is kind of the aim of the game, should we say. And we are actually really proud at NEOMA because Campus France have awarded us the 3-star Bienvenue en France. 3 stars. Would you tell us a little bit about what this label means?
Katie, it was a big deal 4 years ago, and we were awarded the Bienvenue en France label with the highest ranking, the 3 stars. 3 stars. And we're very proud of this because it shows the quality of the service we provide to international students, but not just the welcoming part, not just the accompaniment. It's also entrepreneurship, the programs part, the French language part, the professional experience part. It's the whole student life that the student will go through, and we're just so proud to have this label.
Well done us. Well done, NEOMA. And can we go now to maybe more fun information? So the administrative part has been done. You've found your house, fantastic. What else do the Hub and your teams do in order to help students better integrate French life?
Well, this is part of the events, but we hold a forum when the students first arrive where we invite all these partners to attend to our campus. For example, we have the public transportation people, we'll have the insurance people, a bank, even the CAF housing allowance people attend. So our students, when they go through the forum, they basically check off all the things that they need to do upon their arrival. They have their bank account, their bus card when they leave. It's just everything's taken care of, and it's just much less of a hassle.
Amazing. And do you have any other events that are quite important or notable for our students?
Oh, yes, we do. So even before students arrive, we hold these virtual cafes. They're Zoom meetings, but we like to spice it up a little bit. And we just present to the students where they should be at in the preparation of their arrival. And we answer all their questions. So we take questions live, and it's just a wonderful thing. We get to see them for the first time. They get to see us, and they know there's a familiar face on campus when they arrive. So amazing. The other big event is our International Welcome Day. It's the big bang of the semester, I like to say, and we organize it in coordination with a student association in Rouen and Reims. And it's a really big deal. We have a lot of fun. There's a lunch included. There's a whole afternoon of different activities. There's networking. There's volleyball, I don't know, fun things to do.
Busy day.
Yes.
How many students do you welcome? Every year, international students. How many are welcomed by your team?
This year alone, 24-25, we welcomed over 1,500 international students. And I'm very proud to say that close to 900 are degree-seeking students.
Amazing.
The other part are exchange students that we love as well. So it's just a very vibrant atmosphere on campus, very international. And
I love that.
yes, we all feel Well, I do as an international myself. I feel very comfortable.
I love it. And Wooty, do you remember your welcome day?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm lucky enough to have experienced two.
Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. The first was as a participant, so when I first arrived here, and the second as one of the organizers that played a role. And I remember it was a great opportunity for everybody to just socialize, get to meet each other, get to know one another, and see where everyone's from. And so we had a big amphitheater, and you stand up according to where you come from. And I kind of stood up for Thailand and New Zealand, and apparently I was the only one for New Zealand. And yeah, no, it was really, you can feel the energy in the air. It was a great way to set off the year, a great pace, a great tone. I mean, you've got, you have your house, you're here. Now it's time to benefit from the school itself. And so, it was really, really fun.
Oh, fantastic. And I love the fact you've mentioned energy. And I know that you've both mentioned vibrancy. Student life has come up again. You are one of our students who've really taken the experience with both hands and tried to get involved in student life. And at NEOMA, we're very much known for our student associations, societies. We have 97. Can you tell us the two that you decided to get involved in and how that's impacted your time at NEOMA?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was really difficult for me to dwindle down the options. There's so many different associations, like you said, almost 100 associations. But the ones I chose were the BDI, so it's an international student body, and the reason why I wanted to go into the events in that association is to sort of give back to the students who are going through the same journey as I did, and sort of guide them and help them as much as I can, and provide them with some fun here and there as well. And for the other association, it was Universal, which is a geopolitical association, and for that I wanted to integrate myself into the French culture. Particularly the French language. So I was translating articles, newsletters, and sort of newspapers that we wrote in French to English, and the other way around when people were writing in English. And it was a great way for me to practice my language and write and practice. Exactly, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm so glad you've had such a kind of full experience whilst you've been here at NEOMA. And Karolina, before we finish this section, we have 3 questions from students that we think could be very useful for everyone. So before we move on to those, I'd just like you to have one chance. If you could give one bit of advice for how students can best prepare their arrival, what would you say?
I'm with Wutipad. He mentioned this earlier, and he said, get things done early, ahead of time. Do not wait for the last minute. You'll be stressed. Do it early, and just keep in mind always that this will be amazing no matter what happens. If you don't find housing, we'll help you find it when you get here. If you don't get this done, something will come along the way. Once you reach NEOMA and France, you will have an incredible experience, and just make that your goal.
Absolutely. Everything has a solution.
Everything has a solution.
But do it early. And the 2 questions that we have for you, Karolina.
Yes.
Mohammed has asked, when would you suggest then that students start to look for accommodation?
Looking for accommodation can take time, depending on your demands. So I would say, as soon as you're admitted, go for it. Start looking on StudAppart to see what the prices are, where you would like to live, the neighborhoods. And if you can, reserve by May, June.
May, June.
Yeah, at the best.
Note that in May, June, do not be late for looking for your accommodation. And finally, Karolina, Alberta has asked us, what services are in place at the school to really help students with their mental and physical health?
Thank you for that question, Alberta, because you are allowing me to talk about our wellness center, which is a really, really positive point about NEOMA, I would say. The wellness center is composed of experts, staff members, psychologists, and nurses on campus who help students go through difficult times, to support them, to prevent different things as well. They're specialized in physical health, mental health, nutrition, financial management, sexuality, everything is there. And they're really there for the everyday life of each student.
Oh, perfect. So as you've seen, we really do all we can to support you before you arrive, but also once you're here. So it's been a pleasure to speak with you both about these topics. Before we move on to the 3rd section of our live stream, we have, after you've sold the welcome day so well, we have a video to show you what these welcome days are like.
2, 3.
Today is our big International Welcome Day, where we welcome over 1,200 international students on our 3 campuses simultaneously, Rouen, Reims, and Paris.
So basically the point of the International Welcome Day is to welcome the international students for the very first time.
For the first thing we had, it was the welcome session. They explained to us all the rules.
As a Canadian student, I wanted to come and explore Paris with everyone, meet all my new classmates, and it's been a great experience. We were able to see a lot of the sites in Paris.
I can say that I'm very excited and happy to start the year here at NEOMA.
Join the family!
Welcome back again, and this is the third and final section of our live stream event today. This is where we'll be answering the big question of how does NEOMA boost your employability? So to help me answer this question, I'm again joined by 2 wonderful guests. We're starting with Mariela Tellez, who is one of our international career experts. Mariela, would you like to introduce yourself for everyone?
Of course, I would like to. So thank you very much for having me today, Katie. It's a pleasure being here, and I'm delighted to share some insights about employability. So as you said, I'm an international career expert, and I am specialized on international students.
Fantastic. And we're also joined with a member of our new alumni, Viviana Sanchez, who is a recent graduate from our MSc Entrepreneurship and Innovation program. Welcome, Viviana. Thank you for being with us. Have you also got a few words for everybody watching at home?
Yeah, hello everyone, hello my family that is watching right now, probably. Thank you, NEOMA. I'm so glad to be here, and thank you, Katie.
You're so welcome. Right, so we're going to start with maybe a big question that we often would forget to touch on. What is a career department? And with that in mind, what does the talent and career department in NEOMA do? How does it work?
Okay, so I'm very glad that you're asking this question, because career departments are not necessarily in every country or in every university. So when students come, they might not know what we do. So career departments play a crucial role in guiding students towards a professional experience and understanding the job market, in our case, in France. So the Talent and Career Department at NEOMA is composed by career experts who are specialized in different sectors, such as finance, marketing, supply chain, luxury. We have two among others. And we are there to support our students when they have a strategic project.
Of course, their career
and
ambitions.
Also, we have some staff that will help our students through all the administrative process of getting an internship.
Amazing. So can you give some examples of how the Talent and Career Department supports our international students?
Sure. So there are different ways that the Talent and Career Department support our international students or students in general. We have courses, specialized courses, that are made in small groups, which is great because it's very personalized and students get to learn a lot. We teach them how to build a strategy for the job search or the internship search. We help them use application tools. We help them pitch for interviews. So this is something that's very interesting. We also have a dedicated platform that's made specially for our students, and we put there like internship offers, employment offers, and also lots of resources that will help them. And they can also book appointments with us. And this is the other part of the support that we give. Or students can book appointments with our career consultants. Yeah. So this is something that's great. We have events as well. We have career fairs and business meetings. So
again, another busy team.
A very busy team, but we're glad to help our students.
Amazing. So, Bibiana, would you be able to talk to us a little bit about when you were a student here? How did you use the resources and the support from the Talent and Careers Department?
Yeah, I consider that I was a student that asked for help a lot to this department, because I think finding an internship is a process. So at the beginning, you don't know where are the offers, like where are the companies, and where are the opportunities that you can apply. So I use this platform that Mariela mentioned a lot, and after I also attend to this event, the Fair Career, and it's where I realized like maybe my CV is not okay. So then I use another tools of NEOMA to profit my CV and so on. And I think all the tools that they have is part of the process to find your internship.
So did you find that the networking events, the career fairs, did all of that help open you up to new opportunities?
Definitely, because I met people there. And it's what they have, like these comments on my CV. Like there was not okay, so I have meetings one-to-one to improve my CV. And thanks to that, I think I found great opportunities.
Amazing. Was there any events that stood out to you?
Yeah,
that you've done?
The Fair Career is one, but also online events. I attend all the online events that NEOMA have.
That's what it's there
like,
for.
Improve your LinkedIn, how to use your CV in English and in French, because they are not my native language, and how also to negotiate your salary in France. And they also give me many insights, ideas, how is the labor market in France.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a lot of opportunities for our students. But a question that often comes up, Mariela, is how do we advise our international students so that they can best succeed in the French job market?
Of course. I think it's especially for our international viewers, it is crucial to prepare before coming. And we've been talking about it with the other people presenting today. First of all, I would say understand the country expectations. It's not easy when you get to a new country. I've been through that, and so you need to understand how things work in the country. Of course, we're going to guide our students through this process, but it's good if you come already with the idea on how things work. Of course, language skills, and again, we've been talking about it along this workshop or this presentation. Sorry. So language matters, and language is important. And today we have the advantage of having so many applications, so many tools that might help. I would recommend use Duolingo, for example. It's something that's free and it's easy to use.
Of course.
So this is something that helps a lot. I would also say learn a network. And when I say network, it's not only about LinkedIn and adding people. It's about you can network everywhere. Like you can basically network even when you go and buy your bread in the morning, or even if you're waiting on a line for something. You never know where you will find an opportunity. So this is very important. And of course, being proactive. We are providing all the tools, but it's up to our students to make the efforts and to have the determination to reach their goals.
Absolutely. It's all about if the tools are there, you've got to use them.
Of course.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your internship, Bibiana? Because we often have students asking, but which businesses are going to hire us? So we've put together a group. Thank you. It was actually you that did the work, Mariela. So we've got students that are working for Amazon, for L'Oréal. I've even made a list because there's so many. KPMG, Société Générale, in many different sectors. So what was your research like when you were looking for your internship?
Because I discovered in this Fair Career that my job position was very specifically. And I think I will not find this position in a big company. So I decided to do my research in a startup. And I think I found my internship in the job teaser platform. But what I want to do is like artificial intelligence or something like that. And I think I work so much in the CV with because I did like I scheduled many appointments to help me because I didn't have any experience on that. I have experience, but not on that. And I think at the end I got it. I got it the internship as project manager in an artificial intelligence solutions. And I think it was great to collaborate with developers and data science. And I was in charge of a big client. So it was a great experience also.
So your internship sounds fantastic, and we do have some very notable alumni. Just to let you all know, NEOMA is the 4th biggest alumni network in France. We have 80,000 alumni, of now which you are a part. Congratulations, Bibiana, in 127 countries. So students who are watching at home can see some of the examples of where people work. Have you got any other examples for us, Mariela, and sectors?
I mean, we have students working in so many different sectors and so many different industries and in different countries as well. So I can talk about sectors like luxury, for example. We have students working for Chanel, for Yves Saint Laurent, just to give you an example. But there are many sectors and industries that our students are present. So it's great. I mean, the opportunities are.
Perfect. And we're helping to open those doors, which is really, really lovely.
Yeah, we are.
And before we come back to you for some student-specific questions, Bibiana, I'm going to have to ask. You used a lot of the services, we can't lie. What would you recommend to future students that are coming here? How can they best use the department to benefit their employability?
I think first of all, like being curious, like NEOMA have like many things to look for information, and sometimes as students we take for granted like, it's there. But I think when you receive an invitation, read carefully, because sometimes we think like, it's for French students and not for us. But I think many invitations are for both. And then if you came and then there is just for French students, you interact with them. And I think like it's being curious, and the second is like trying to learn the language, at least, because even though my entire master was in English, like fully, I think learning the language helps you to immerse in the culture and immerse like finding friends and immerse in the country also.
Absolutely, that's perfect. Thank you so much. So Mariela, we have 2 important questions that were sent through to us. And the first was, from when until when can students use the resources provided by the Talent and Careers Department?
Sure. So our students have access to the platform at the moment they're enrolled, and they have a NEOMA email address, and throughout their studies.
Amazing.
So they can have access to it.
So even before they have set foot in the school, the moment they have their NEOMA email address, they have an access to these services.
And I highly recommend our students enrolling to have a look and just know where to find things, because there are lots of resources and information there.
Such a good bit of advice. Thank you, Mariela. And finally, the last question that we have for today is to finish off this very important section. If you could give one final bit of advice to really help students succeed, what would that be?
I would say be proactive. We've been talking about it today a lot. Be proactive, be curious. We've said it a lot, but it's important. And as we've seen today, we have so many services and so many things done for our students, and it would be a shame if you won't use them. So make sure that you take advantage of your time at NEOMA. We are here to help you, to support you. It's up to you to use everything that we have done for you.
Perfect.
So,
and Bibiana, no pressure, but as our alumni that's here with us today, you are going to have the final word as a guest on set. So can you tell me, if you think back about your time at NEOMA, is there anything that you would change or do differently?
If I have the time to do once again NEOMA, I will do it, because I have like many souvenirs from my professors and my classmates, but also like all the experience at NEOMA was great. I think if I will repeat it, that I just attend to more face-to-face events, and I think I will be part of associations that I regret, but I think I will choose NEOMA again.
Amazing. And the last point is, now your internship is just finished. As a member of the alumni, what's next for you?
I decided that I will work in France. So now I'm part of a program in alumni that is speed mentoring. And they will help me to find one coach. And it's my decision to choose like who is really like can help me with my goals. And now I'm in this process, like looking for a job with this coaching.
I'm sure you won't be looking for long, but I'm sure that the coaching will help bring out even more interesting opportunities for you. So thank you very much, ladies. We are very much nearly at the end of our final live stream section, and all that is left for me to do is tell you how to get in touch with us if you still have questions. So today we've covered as much as we can, but do not worry. Maybe you still have things you need to talk to us about, and that is what our team is here for. You can contact us via email, via telephone, and even book those personalised calls by going onto the website and picking a slot that suits you. And it's a very important moment for us within the school because we will be starting this year's series of Neo Moments. We will be heading to 16 cities around the world for networking events, hopefully in a town near you. You'll have the chance to network with our international recruitment managers, students, alumni. Fantastic event. And you can register now, so don't hesitate to see the calendar and the agenda online, and we hope to see you in one of those 16 cities. So with that, we have arrived at the end of our live stream. I would like to take this time to thank our guest. You're both still with me, so thank you very much, Viviana. Thank you very much, Mariela. We also have to thank Mariceli, Lucia, Wotipat, and Karolina for their efforts. And of course, the two members of our team who you can't see that are typing away to you all, Claire and Helif. Thank you for helping with those questions. And importantly, we have a team today that have really helped to put onto this event that you don't see, that are behind the scenes. So a big thank you to Cécile, to Sophie, to Margot, to Mathilde, Anaïs, and Marion. Patricia as well. We shouldn't forget anyone there. And the biggest thank you of today also goes out to you. Thank you for tuning in. We hope that you found this really useful. And fingers crossed that we will see you in the near future on one of our campuses. Sending lots of love from France.